Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rochelle and I am here to do a reading for the collective. Starting with some prosperity dust on the table. This is going to be about if it's real or romanticized. For those who have just met someone, maybe just recently talking to someone, not really sure what's going on, maybe this will help bring some clarity. So I'm going to start with these angel cards. Can't remember what they're called now. So let's look at what the fantasy is. What's the fantasy? Merger, 34. There's a bug. Encouragement, 38. I think my camera might be a little bit smudged. Whoops. Relaxation, 31. Yeah. So there's a feeling of wanting to come together and to feel supported and encouraged by this person, that maybe there's an equal amount of well, like I said, support and encouragement, and to be able to just relax into this, that it's easy, it's safe, you can just be yourself, that this person wants the same things you want, or similar. It's I think it's, I want to say oftentimes people who get into a relationship want this kind of outcome, or this, they want it to be, where they feel seen and heard, accepted, understood, and uplifted. So let me see. Go with the what's it called? I haven't used this one in a while. Guardian Tarot. My creepy tree friends. I want to see a little bit more about this fantasy. Page of Wands. Justice, Libra energy. And we've got fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And 3 of Wands. Yeah, so there's this feeling of wanting to jump in to enjoy the adventure, the newness, the excitement, and that feeling of rightness with having this person in your life. And as you spend time together, as you put in the effort, you're gonna get your return on your investment. It's gonna feel balanced and fair. Yeah, it's a good fantasy to have. So let's look at the reality. What's the reality of this situation? I'm reaching for the Moonology deck. Not sure if this is the right one, but we'll give it a try. I'm also going to use tarot. What's the reality? Emotions are running high. Supermoon. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. So no matter what, whatever reason this person has been brought into your life, it's bringing powerful change. And there's a need to see the bigger picture. Maybe that's going to help with the emotions, or emotions running high, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's just, with something new, there's a lot of expectation, actually, and hopefulness. There are fears. It's a big swirl of a lot of energy here. And maybe even just being in this situation, or finding yourself kind of on new ground, yeah, and finding your footing. Look at the bigger picture. There's something to see. There's something that maybe you aren't noticing, or you haven't stopped to look at or pay attention to. Let me get cards from the Lightseers deck. Let's see more about what this reality is. The Tower, Scorpio energy, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So there's some kind of big shakeup here. This could be a part of why there are big emotions. I mean, maybe meeting this person is this Tower energy. Someone comes in out of the blue. It's kind of unexpected, kind of shocks you awake. And it could be putting you in this place of waffling back and forth. The Two of Pentacles is kind of speaks to this emotional, the emotions running high. There's kind of cycling through the emotions. Let me do something real quick. I want to see. Let me use a different deck. Let me go with the Mystic Mondays. I want to look at your energy versus this person's energy. What's your energy? We've got the Nine of Pentacles. You're very independent. You've been on your own, single, happy, prosperous, self-reliant, strength, Leo energy. Yeah, you're you know what you want, and you're very solid in your convictions. Queen of Cups. And you have an open cup. Not all Queen of Cups has an open cup. In other decks, sometimes the cups are closed. This is, ready to share your cup of love, to share of yourself. And you're kind of you're in this place of receiving. You're not going after you're not aggressively pursuing this. You're kind of in this almost wait and see mode. Let me use my black deck. What is this person's energy? The Hermit, Virgo energy, Four of Pentacles. This person is holding back, or they have been. Strength. You both have strength. There's something about like, I feel like you two have both been kind of focusing on yourselves. This person has been doing some introspection, looking at themselves, looking at life, whatever, you know, gaining some kind of wisdom here, and recognizing there's something about holding back or holding on. Maybe it has to do with wanting to hold on to their autonomy. Maybe you both have this, but you seem to be in a more open and receptive energy. And this person with this Four of Pentacles seems a little bit more retracted or holding back somehow. And maybe that's a part of why strength is here, because you have strength too. It's like it's almost like it's taking you some kind of strength to even offer your cup, or it's like, you know, that to have what you want, you need to be open to a certain extent, but that there may be fears you're bumping up against. And this person also has some kind of fears. They're holding back. And I feel like they may understand that they need to, let's see. Maybe there's something in them that wants to move forward, but their fear is to open up. And so they're having to be strong by holding back. But what they really want to do is lean into this. So you both, it's like you could be on like kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, but you're both kind of restraining yourself or having to push through some kind of fear or something like this. So this Tower, let me see a little bit more about this Tower. Death and rebirth. That's Scorpio again. Prominent Scorpio here. What about it? The Moon. This is a big, okay, expect powerful change. That is, I can't even pick it up. Yeah, expect powerful change. There's all these major arcana. This is something that has come out of the blue. There's some kind of transformation that's happening here under the surface. It's unseen. Something is hidden. This can even be fears, but there's something about gaining some kind of clarity here. Seeing things, this is a part of looking at the bigger picture. On maybe your part, maybe both of you. But it's there's some kind of powerful change, right? Powerful transformation just from you two meeting each other. And this Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, see, there's Eight of Wands. There's this potential for a new beginning. It's like it looks really good to both of you. There's a lot of communication here. You two may really maybe there's a lot of banter, kind of a new opportunity that feels substantial. It feels like there's something really tangible here, but it's causing possibly both of you to be in this it's like feeling like it's too good to be true or something. You both are having to have strength, and that tells me that you both are experiencing a certain amount of fear. And this Knight of Pentacles, it's all about taking things very, very slowly. One step at a time, maybe a half a step at a time. Yeah, see, we have the High Priestess. This is, for me as a reader, this is all water signs, Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces. And this is really using your intuition. Both of, let's see, one more. The Lovers, Gemini energy, using your intuition and feeling this deep connection and being like, okay, well, there's a lot of conversation, right? But not everything is being said. There's a lot that's potentially being held back, which is good in the beginning. You know, you want to kind of reveal things slowly. And so it's like paying attention to those inner nudges. How does this feel? Kind of taking a step and then reassessing. Okay, does this still feel good? Am I still into this? Do they, are there any red flags or even orange flags? Like, what are we really dealing with here? And so it's just, both of you are really taking your time. Because you've both learned some things being on your own, taking care of what, life. and there's I'm strongly getting the sense that both of you are reluctant to give up your independence, your autonomy, and I'm feeling like you don't have to give up those things to pursue this. I'm getting that's an old way of doing things. This is something new. This is something different, and it's like you two are going to need to figure out kind of compromise. That's not quite the word. Like I don't know. I can't think of the right word, but yeah, ultimately, like, just kind of like talk things through and figure out how this is going to work for you so that you can still both feel separate but together, if that makes sense. So let's look at what you want. I'm going to use this one, the Illuminated Tarot. The something Illuminated Tarot. What does the viewer want? Four of Wands. Well, you want harmony and connection. Two of Wands. Seven of Wands. You want to know that you're making the right decision. You want to make sure that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. There's a certain amount of defensive energy here. See, what's interesting about this one is this guy is looking, he's up in the tower, he's looking out over the land, and the two wands are over here. He's not paying attention to either of these wands. So it's almost like looking for a third choice. Normally, Two of Wands is like, do I do this? Do I do that? Needing to make a choice. This is, I mean, with the Two of Pentacles especially, there's a waffling, or there's a contemplating, like, I need to make sure that I'm making the right decision before I make that jump, before I make that choice. And probably you have been through it, because there's something in you that feels very strongly that, you know, as soon as you notice like the slightest little thing, you're ready to like abandon ship. Be like, okay, never mind. um yeah, new things, especially when you've been through it, when you've gone through some difficult things in a relationship. um there is a level of defensiveness there that is, sometimes tough to work through, and sometimes it can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's good to make sure that you're like testing the waters and keeping your defenses up to a certain extent. However, you want to make sure you don't have the walls up so much that you don't allow this to unfold. You don't want to keep your eye on the horizon in case something better comes along. Like, there's something about making sure that if this is something that you're actually going to entertain, you want to give yourself to it. And I think that's kind of part of the fear. But that's the only way this is going to actually work out. If you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or if you're looking to the, to see if there's something better, like, then you're already kind of setting yourself up for failure. So what does this person want? Go with the Dream Keeper's Tarot. What does this person want? Seven of Wands. You guys are mirroring each other like crazy. This is funny. 7 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Page of Cups. Okay. So let me look at these images real quick. I feel like this person is also in their defensive energy. And it's like this person, both of you want to know the outcome before you take a leap of faith. You both are like, is this worth it? Should I just walk away because this could devolve into something and I don't want to risk it? And it's like both of you are kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop already, or you're already going to the worst case scenario. There's I think a part of what's going on with this person, and maybe for you too, is there's a certain level of wanting not wanting it to be boring, wanting to kind of verbally spar with one another in a friendly way, but to have lively discussions. But there's a fear of that devolving into arguments and bitterness and all the things. However, that said, this person and you both have you're ready to receive this person. They want to make an offer. or they have made some kind of offer, but it's very, very small. This is all very new, and I mean, that's the point of the reading, right? This is, it's very sweet. One reader I follow, she talks about the Page of Cups as that, being on the phone with someone and being like, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Like it's this very kind of like sweet new love kind of energy. That's what they want. But they also want someone who's going to stand toe to toe with them. But there's a fine line there. Like, they don't want someone who's going to push them so hard that they knock them over. They want to feel like they can trust this. But they don't, because it's new, and you don't, because it's new. It's hard. Oh, I know. Okay, so let's look at the next aligned action. Next, I'm trying to figure out what the best. Let me try my Osho Zen Tarot. What's the next aligned action? Morality. This is the Queen of Air, the Source, Ace of Fire, and Queen of Fire, sharing. You too. You two are funny. This is like, this is like really holding back, being very, very chaste, and like, you know, I want to take things slow, and so, you know, like, you know, possibly making rules for yourself, like, you know, I want to hang out with this person for a while before doing anything, before jumping in the sack, you know, like, we're just going to get to know one another right now. You know, with this morality here, and it's all about like communication and, you know, honesty. I want to see, like, if this person is going to be honest, or if I could perceive that they're being honest, or, you know, maybe it's just like, there's definitely communication here, which is great, but it's like holding back because there's a lot of passion here for both of you, I think. And I think you two find each other very attractive, and that's a part of what's freaking you both out. And there's this offer. There's this stepping out of this kind of moral energy, and like, no, we need to be on the up and up and do things. And it's being like, okay, somewhere something needs to shift or bend. There's going to be, maybe it's a kind of mutual agreement to take things to the next level. I mean, it could even just be like, okay, like, how about I invite you over to my house for dinner? Or, you know, like, let's go and do something. We don't necessarily have to take things all the way, but we could if we want. There's kind of an openness and that with this sharing, it's like, it's moving from this to this. Or one of you is kind of convincing the other one to let go of the morality and be like, hey, it's all good. Let's just lean into the warmth and the, you know, and the fun, and but still take things slowly. Yeah. So I'm going to finish this off with a cheeky message from Spirit. And let's just see. Final little something. These are harder to shuffle. Okay. you're hot, you're healing, and you might be a little unhinged. Spirit loves that for you. Yes. You are hot. If there's anything in you where you're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. Um, like, I don't know, whatever you have to offer, however you're showing up, it is very, very, very attractive to this person. And you're healing. You might still be in the healing process, or maybe you thought that you had overcome, you thought you were finally like ready, and then meeting this person is like sending you spiraling, and you're like, oh God, I don't think I'm as ready as I thought I was. And with this, little unhinged, it kind of goes along with emotions are running high. Like, meeting this person, the two of you meeting each other is kind of like knocking the feet out from both of you, from under both of you. And it's exactly what's supposed to be happening, because both of you have been kind of focusing on yourselves, kind of you've done your own things, and now it's like it's time to try doing something together to make fantasy a reality. And you both want this, and it's just kind of both needing to come to that place of, okay, we're both freaked out here. And you don't necessarily need to talk about it in that way with those words, but to at least get to that understanding of like both of you are kind of trepidatious about this, and you just like you can even use caveats. I'm not normally this blah blah blah, but I don't normally feel this way, or I don't normally act this way, but I'm just it's okay to be a little bit honest. Like, I've been single for a long time, or this is what I went through in my past, or like I just want to take my time, right? So, and Spirit loves that for you. Everything is unfolding the way it needs to, and it's kind of about just allowing yourself to open up and share, continue to offer your cup, but also know that you're perfectly capable of filling your own cup. And that's why this could work, because you're not waiting for someone to fill your cup. You're all about sharing, and I think this person is too. And as long as you both come to this with that energy, I think there's a great potential here. And with that, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.